What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I want to give you guys the complete breakdown from my Adidas Iniki Boost haul that I picked up from the Adidas outlet back in April. Now, like I said, that was 3 months ago, and I'm officially sold out of all of those shoes. And I gotta apologize because in all of my previous videos I kept telling y'all guys that I picked up 40 pairs of those shoes. I actually picked up 38. After I did the math, I forgot that the day that I saw the shoes there were actually 40 available pairs. But I did tell you guys in that video that I did let 2 people that were picking up shoes for themselves, I allowed them to just pick it up because at first when I walked in the store, you guys know I'm super competitive, and I walked in the store and I counted there were 40 pairs of shoes on the table, and I told the Adidas rep that I'm gonna grab all of these shoes. And there were like 2 guys that walked past and they were like, oh, these are only 20 bucks. And I was like, yeah, but I'm about to grab them all. If you guys want them, you know, go ahead and grab one for yourself. So I went ahead and I did that. So I kept telling y'all guys it was 40 pairs of shoes, but it was actually 38 pairs of shoes. So I did the math and just to give you guys like a complete breakdown, like I said, so at first I purchased 38 pairs of shoes at $20 a piece. So with tax it was about 22 bucks. And I picked up 21 pairs of the blue Adidas Iniki Boost and 17 pairs of the white. That was just the available pairs that I had available to me. And I had to go ahead and I had to split up my purchase. I had to make 2 separate purchases, one with one credit card and one with a different credit card. And if I wasn't able to do that in the Adidas store, I was going to need to ask someone else to make the purchase for me. And the good thing is there was somebody willing to go ahead and make the purchase with me, but I didn't actually need them because the Adidas rep at that time was cool, and they said as long as I had 2 different payment methods, I was going to be just fine. So keep that in mind if you guys are trying to do Adidas outlet shopping as well. And also, if you guys didn't catch my video where I first talked about this Adidas haul, check that out because there's gonna be some tips and some hints that I'm not gonna talk about in this video because I already discussed that then. But if you guys want like the beginners stages of like what it's like doing some outlet shopping, check that video out because it's gonna be super helpful. So like I said, I picked up 21 pairs of blue, 17 pairs of white. Altogether, I spent about $836 after all was said and done. So with that being said, I listed the shoes only on Poshmark. And why did I only list it on Poshmark? The shoes were brand new in the box, and I knew if I shipped them on eBay, it was going to cost me some more money in terms of shipping. So I decided to only ship them on Poshmark because when you're shipping shoes, specifically shoes, brand new in the box, you're going to get a significant amount of savings when it comes to shipping it on Poshmark, only because the weight isn't necessarily a factor as long as it's less than 5 pounds. So that's why if you guys are new to Poshmark or even experienced Poshmark sellers, you're going to see a ton of resellers that just focus on shoes because it's a better market to sell on Poshmark because of the fees and stuff like that. So like I said, I picked up all those shoes, and the initial fee for Poshmark is 20%. So I listed my shoes for $69 a pair. Keep in mind I picked them up for 20 bucks plus tax. So I figured $69 was still going to be a good amount of money for me to list them at. That way if I had gotten any offers, I can still negotiate somewhat. But $69 was of course double my money, and at the end of the day, that's always at the very least what I'm trying to do when I'm doing outlet shopping. So I decided to list the shoes for 69 bucks, and I was accepting some offers in the very beginning just to kind of build some momentum. And I was originally getting offers for like 50, 55, and sometimes even 60 bucks. But I told you guys in that first video, I was not accepting any offers less than $65. 65 was like just to give the buyer some incentive to make them feel like they won. But for the most part, I knew I priced my items to sell, and the majority of them sold for my full asking price. So the full breakdown ended up being I sold 24 pairs at $69, and that was my full price, and I sold 14 pairs at $65. So when you add both of those up, my total profit was $2,053, and that's gross profit after you take out the 20% fee. And I made $2,053. Now, of course, you subtract the cost of goods, which was $836, and that left me with $1,217. Now, what I did with that profit over the past 3 months, and I tell you guys all the time, I can't even tell you what I did with it. All I know for a fact is that it went right back into the business. I don't know exactly what items I used to purchase, but what I do is once my bills are taken care of, once all the responsibilities are taken care of, and all those outside factors that may come up with the business, I reinvest all of my money right back into the business. So for me, what this was able to help me do, one, get some more understanding on what it's like dealing with brand new with tags items and dealing with things in bulk, because this was something that I wasn't used to, especially since the majority of my items comes from thrift stores and garage sales and flea markets. It's a ton of one-of-ones, maybe 2 or 3 items at most, but I never deal with this amount of quantity of one item. So this was a really good experience for me, just to kind of get familiar with it. But overall, I've made a ton of profit. Like I said, over $1,200. And after everything was said and done, I probably just reinvested all of that money right back into the business, buying more inventory, especially for the 4th quarter, because between the months of September to December, you're going to start seeing an influx of sales, and these sales are going to come first. It's going to come from back to school. People just shopping for back to school items for their kids and for themselves. Then you're going to start seeing an influx from Black Friday, and then of course you're going to start seeing more sales when Christmas time comes around, when people are buying themselves gifts and gifts for others. So I've been doing a lot of shopping. I haven't shared all of the stuff, only because of course I haven't even listed a lot of this stuff yet. But of course, just like any other YouTuber or anybody that's in business, you don't tell everybody everything that you're doing. However, I did share some tips on Patreon as well, and I showed some of the stuff that I picked up from other outlet stores as well. So if you're a Patreon member, you already know some of the stuff that I've been picking up. But like I said, when it comes to this outlet shopping, there's really a few things you need to consider. You need to consider the overall market. You need to make sure whatever it is that you're buying is actually selling, and selling relatively quickly. And that's something that was super important for me, especially since outlet shopping was brand new for me at the time. I didn't want to have a bunch of brand new tags items that would not sell. And sometimes when you go to these outlets, you might come across a really great deal, but you still got to run your numbers and do as much background information as possible, because you might buy an item that's not selling. That's why it ended up in the outlet in the first place. So thankfully, I was able to get a pair of shoes that were really dope, really fashionable, and people like them. And they sold out completely in 3 months. So that was a really quick turnaround time for me, and this was just a really good experience overall. Now I'm gonna do another breakdown from my first UGG outlet haul, which is definitely not going as great as this one. I still have a ton of shoes that did not sell yet, and I made some decent profit, but I don't think I broke even yet. And this is 3 months later that I still haven't broken even. So that's just kind of giving you guys a good little kind of insight on what it's really like. You're gonna come across a ton of wins, you're gonna come across a ton of losses, but you're just gonna learn and get better along the way. And like I said, for me, this is a really great learning experience, and I'm hoping that some of the mistakes that I'm making is helping some of you guys and just inspiring some of you guys as well, especially if you're just like me and you quit your 9 to 5 just to do your own thing, and you figure thrift stores aren't really doing it for you, or garage sales aren't doing it for you. Check out some outlets. You might have to drive maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours just to get to these outlets, because they're not in every major city. But like I said, it's definitely a great opportunity and just another resource for you guys to go out and make some money, because at the end of the day, everybody is selling things online nowadays, whether it's on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. There's tons of platforms for people to go out and make some money and just make a livelihood for themselves, and they can just, live out their dreams and be their own boss. And that's all I'm trying to do, just inspire some of you guys to go out there and take that risk, because I did it, and to be honest, it was the best decision I've ever made. And me working a traditional 9 to 5, it's out. I highly doubt I'll ever do that shit again. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I told you my intentions, baby. Still blame me for things from before. You over being underrated. This lightning's causing thunder lately. So lend a heart with no repayment. My interest rate is lower, ain't it? Decide to auction off a bid.